Hey all, it's Alma with the Cat's Pajamas, and today I want to show you how to create these cute shirt treat boxes with the Cat's Pajamas Cutables. There are two different styles of boxes you can make and two different sizes. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the files in Silhouette Studio, Canvas Workspace if you have a ScanNCut, and Cricut Design Space. Feel free to fast forward through those sections that you don't need. I'm going to show you how to create the bow tie box, and from there you can pretty easily see how to put together the narrow tie box. You'll get the files that include all these accessories that you can mix and match to personalize your box. After you download the shirt treat box file from the Cat's Pajamas, uncompress it so that your cutting programs can read them. For Silhouette Studio, click the Open File icon at the top left of the app. If you have the basic edition of Silhouette Studio, we give you a DXF file that you can use. DXF files are not grouped, so you'll have to group and resize. If you have the Designer Edition and up, you can open SVG files. I give you the dashed and scored versions of each size box in each file format, so you can choose what you'd like. For Silhouette Studio, I'm going to choose the Big Shirt Dash SVG file. In the middle of the file, you'll see the dimensions of the file before it's ungrouped. Make sure that these dimensions match the dimensions for the width and height in the boxes at the top of the workspace. If you need to, enter in the correct dimensions. Once you're sure that the dimensions are correct, right-click and ungroup. Now I'm just going to group together the parts that go together. First the narrow tie, then the bow tie, and I'll get rid of the dimensions since I don't need them. I'll group together the buttons and move them over, and the button tab over to the side. Now for the shirt front, I'm going to group everything including all the dashed lines together, and to see if I've got everything, I'll go over to the Send tab and check what will cut. That's shown in red. Now I'll group together the back of the box. This size box should fit easily into the mat for the silhouette portrait. Now you can cut everything out. If you plan on making the larger box, you'll need to attach the two sides together using the flap on the front side on the right. Just be careful to attach them so that the flap is on the inside of the box so that you don't see it on the outside. We want to keep everything nice and pretty. Now let's do Canvas Workspace for the ScanNCut. Open Canvas Workspace and select New. When the workspace opens, at the upper left, click the icon marked SVG. In the Import SVG DXF FCM file box, click the Choose File and select the SVG file. I'm going to use the shirt-svg file. And then choose for Upload and then OK. Your imported file should look like this. Select all the elements and group. You'll notice that the dimensions on the bottom next to the mat on the left don't match the dimensions given in the file. So just drag the selection until the dimensions match. And then ungroup. Now select and delete the dimensions since we don't need them anymore. And move all the buttons and the button tab to the side so that they don't cut within the shirt. Enter a name for the file and then click the icon with the arrow and box. This saves the file. Once this is done, you can check My Projects to be sure, and there it is. Now let's get your file to the ScanNCut. Click the Download button and select the file transfer method you want. If you select the Download to PC method, it'll download an FCM file to your PC, where you can use a USB stick to transfer the file to your ScanNCut. Now on to Cricut Design Space. Open a new space and select Upload on the left side. Select the Upload button. Then browse for the file you want to upload. I'm selecting the shirt-svg, and then Open. And now the file appears. It looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to upload, and I'll click on it. And then the Add to Canvas button. Let's check the dimensions. They match. Now let's ungroup everything. On the right column, everything that makes up the file is shown, and they're grouped by the item. If you open the group, you'll see what goes into making up that item. So the first thing I like to do is to hide dimensions by clicking on the group that holds everything and clicking on the eye to the right to make it invisible. The next group is the button and the button front, and that looks good. The next group, judging by all the cuts and colored shape at the bottom, is the body of the box. If we go to the Make It button, you'll see the first mat with a bunch of lines, and if we go to where the box body is, you'll see that it's missing the dashes. So let's go back and select everything in this group. And then at the bottom of the column, click the Attach button. Now click the Make It button, and you'll see that the lines on the button mat are still there, but on the box body mat, you'll see that the dash lines are now in the correct place. Now let's take care of those dashes on the button mat. The last two groups contain a tie in each of the groups. So it's a matter of selecting the items in one group and clicking Attach in each group. If we check by clicking the Make It button, you'll see that the dashes are gone on the button mat and they show up in the correct places on the rest of the mats. And now you're ready to cut out the shirt box. Once you have all the pieces cut out, we can put everything all together. I've gone ahead and cut a really thin strip of paper and threaded it through the buttons, and I've secured each on the back with a square of foam tape. You can do this, or you can even use twine for more dimension. I just don't like seeing empty buttonholes. I've also cut out the shirt box. I don't know if you can see the dashes, but they're right here. I like using double-sided paper for the shirt box just because I think it gives me more options to mix and match. But you do you. I don't know if I like the check or the dots for the shirt. I think I'll go with the dots for the outside. Gently fold along the dashed lines, mountain folds for the corners, the top and bottom of the box, and for the sides, valley folds. And that little half square that you see, that triangle on the side, I like to gently ease in the folds. Place the box form with the inside pattern facing up and fold the side with the side tab to the center and place adhesive along the crease. I'm using double-sided tape, but you can use adhesive. Now fold the opposite side over on top of the tab and press firmly. Now for this next step, you can choose to do it or not. I folded the box flat over. I'm going to sponge color on the edges. I just think that it gives the box a little bit more dimension, so I'll do the sides of the box, and the collar, and then the button tab. It also helps hide any white edges on the sides of the paper, and it gives your box a more professional look, I think. Once that's done, fold the bottom side flaps in and the larger flaps to the center. Put adhesive along the top edge of one flap and the other, place adhesive in the same place except on the inside edge, and then attach. Now for the button tab. I'm using foam tape to attach. Now I place the foam tape a little too high, so the collar doesn't fold over as crisply as it should. If I were to do it again, I would leave the top inch or so empty and then add the foam tape below that just so that the collar will lie flatter. At this time, add your goodies in the bag and fold the collar over. Now attach the collar to the bag with adhesive to seal it. Now for the bow tie. Take the small 6-sided piece and fold along the dashed line. Add adhesive and place the bow tie in the center and seal. And then place the tie on the front of the box. And now the buttons. The buttons will go on the little shirt tab. And I've used a little foam tape on the back just for a little bit of dimension. And that's it. It's such a cute way to give a small gift to that special someone. I hope you give it a try. Have a great day.